Yeah, that's good. I like that there. Hello, Patriot Nation, Patriots fans. This is Richie Rich with the New England Football Edition. Hello on a Saturday evening. Wanted to go out and give you a nice little talk. Let's get this forum going. Type in the chat room any questions that you want me to go over on your New England Patriots. On the agenda tonight, we're going to talk about free agency, the moves that the Patriots have made, go over the upcoming season's record, NFL draft. Next week begins the owners' meetings. You have the owners' meetings next week. Owners are going to go over a couple proposed rule changes in the NFL. Cap space. Do you like what your Patriots have done so far in the offseason? Do you like the moves that Coach Vrabel has been making? NFL draft less than 4 weeks away. What would you see? What would you like to see our Patriots do in the draft? We're going to touch on all those, but first off, the owners' meeting next week. Owners' meetings. I wonder what Robert Kraft is going to say this year. The last couple owners' meetings, dating back to when Coach Belichick was here, he was very forthcoming, kind of putting demands on the team. What do you think he'll say this year? I think he's going to say something like this. Well, Coach Vrabel coming into the league, highly touted coach, very experienced, coached here before, played here before, coached in the NFL before. Wants to install a winning culture. I'm very excited. I think he's going to say something along those lines. Now, at the owners' meetings, they're going to review the tush push. Do you think they should ban the tush push in the NFL? Make it a penalty if you use it or ban it outright? I personally don't have an opinion either way. I mean, yes, you can say that other plays, if you push a offensive player or playmaking player, it's illegal. You get a flag thrown. Or if you're calling the tush push as Philadelphia does, you would expect the opposing defense to be able to stop you. That's a hot topic. The second thing, looks like they're going to keep the dynamic kickoff from last year. It had some success. They like it. They're going to tweak the touchback rule, though. Instead of having the touchback start at the 30-yard line, they're going to have it start at the 35-yard line. They're trying to get more kick returns, keeping the ball from being kicked out of the end zone. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's see what happens. Now, the Patriots, they've had a crazy offseason so far. Signed a ton of free agents. They've let a bunch of players go. This is clearly Coach Vrabel's team. He's installing a new winning culture, and he's kind of cutting ties with the past. I kind of don't like the moves that he's making, and some of the moves, Bentley, I kind of think that move might come back to haunt him, but I understand what he's trying to do. They're going to go to a thinner, quicker linebacking room versus a more bulky, slower linebacking room. So I can kind of understand where he's going with that. Center, David Andrews. He was a cog, a leader, a captain on this team. He was let go. They quickly replaced him. Both Andrews and Bentley have been released with injury designations, failed physicals. I think he helped center David Andrews as his injury might not allowed him to resume his career. And cutting him, the Patriots are on the hook to pay his full salary versus if he retired, he'd only get a portion of his salary. So I think they did him a favor and a solid, uh, paying him the full amount, which is very commendable of the New England Patriots, Coach Vrabel. Bentley, he lost 30 pounds and he was ready to go. So I'm not sure how that failed physical designation upon his release is going to be. I don't know. Hoping old friend Joanne Bentley hooks on with another team. He's still got a lot of great football in him. I thank him for his service that he gave us, the great memories, the plays, outstanding leadership. Thank you, Joanne Bentley. Now, Stephon Diggs. What's your views on Stephon Diggs? Do you like the move? Do you not like the move? Please chat in the chat room. Let me know. I want to know what you think. Do you think he's going to be a cancer? Do you think he's going to be a positive leader on the team? I just typed in a little bit there. I want to know what you think. Anyways, getting back to Diggs, do you like the move? Do you think he's going to be a cancer in the locker room, or do you think he's going to be a positive thing in the locker room? I personally think that Stephon Diggs is going to be a positive role for the younger wide receiving room, younger quarterback, second year, Drake May. I think he's going to help out the rookies from last year, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker, Demario Douglas. He's going to help him. He's still relatively young. He's going to bring continuity to the wide receiving room. Already on Twitter, there's been pitches. Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, Keyshawn Booty, and Bourne are already starting to work out. They're getting the message. Look, last year might have been a free ride, but now Stephon Diggs is in the room. They're going to have to fight for their targets thrown to them. So this is a positive sign. Next week, we're going to get a first sighting of the newly signed free agents, the players the Patriots have re-signed. Stephon Diggs, Milton Williams, Carlton Davis, Jack Gibbons, Robert Spillane, Joshua Dobbs, Mac Barefooted Hollins. We're going to get to see them on the 7th. It's a week from this coming Monday. First organized training starts for your Patriots. It'll be the first chance that the coaches will be able to work with the players. The players will have the first chance to work with the coaches. Drake May will get a first chance to work with the offensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels back to the Patriots for a third time as offensive coordinator for your Patriots. Do you think third time's going to be a charm like the first two times? With this time's a little different. It's going to be without Brady, without Cam Newton, but it's going to be with Drake May. So Drake May and Josh McDaniels are going to be tied moving from here on forward. their success in New England. How do you think Josh McDaniels' offense is going to work with Stephon Diggs, Kendrick Bourne? He's played with McDaniels a few years ago and had a really good year. Keyshawn Booty, Jalen Polk, Javon Baker. Javon Baker's, I supposedly, due to reports, is hitting it off with Coach Vrabel. How do you think that these wide receivers are going to fit in the Mario Douglas and Josh McDaniels system? I think they're going to do just fine. Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson. I think Antonio Gibson's going to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield, as Josh McDaniels' system likes to do. Now, I think with free agency, the signings that we've made, I like the moves that they made. I think the offensive line's coming together. I think Layden Robinson's going to be a left guard. He's going to battle Cole Strange for the left guard spot, but I think he's going to beat out Cole Strange. I think Cole Strange is also going to battle Garrett Bradbury for the center job, but I think Garrett Bradbury is going to win it out. So you're going to have left guard, Layden Robinson, center, Garrett Bradbury. Then the right side of the line is going to be pretty much intact with Mike Oweno at right guard and newly signed Morgan Moses at right tackle. That's a big line. The big question mark is left tackle. It is still left tackle. Right now, you go into the season with Vidarian Lowe as your starting left tackle. Holdover from the last few seasons. Now, do you want your Patriots to add a left tackle through free agency or through the draft or both? I personally think that they should add a left tackle in free agency. They do have, after all the moves that they've made, all the signings, release players, they have 64 million in cap space left. That's still a lot of money. I would like to see them pick up Tyron Smith from the Jets, Morgan Moses' former teammate of last year. Left tackle, Tyron Smith. He can get you 10, 11 games if healthy. Secondly, if you don't get the left tackle, Tyron Smith, maybe you can get the left tackle from Cleveland, Jedrick Wills. Coach Vrabel was in Cleveland last year. He was working with the offensive line. Maybe he saw something in Jedrick that the rest of the NFL doesn't see. Maybe they bring him in on a 1-year contract or 2-year contract. But either Jedrick Wills or Tyron Smith as your veterans left tackle to be a starters this year, and then next year or the following year, hopefully we draft a tackle, and then that tackle learns under the veterans, and then 2 years from now, they're your starting left tackles. Do you want to see them continue to add wide receivers through the draft or through free agency? I want to see them do both. Maybe take a flyer on Elijah Moore from Cleveland, wide receiver. I was high on him coming out of college. Tyler Lockett is still out there. Do you bring him in? One of those two, maybe you bring in one of the two tackles, you bring them in, and then you go to the draft and you see what you can draft. 64 million left for the Patriots to spend. I don't think they're going to use all of it. You're still going to sign all your drafted players and undrafted free agents, and you need money in case players get hurt moving forward. In the draft just got interesting. Russell Wilson got signed by The Giants. Does that change the whole draft order at the top three? I think it could. I think it might. The only sure thing is, and it looks like it's a sure thing, is the number one pick in this upcoming draft is going to be quarterback from Miami, Cam Ward. Whether it's Tennessee keeps the pick or they trade the pick, I think it's Cam Ward. The second pick is owned by the Cleveland Browns. Do they go quarterback or do they pick defensive edge pass rushing specialist from Penn State, Abdul Carter, as many people think? Do they take Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter, wide receiver cornerback, Heisman Trophy winner from Colorado, Travis Hunter with the second pick? What do the Giants do? Do they take a quarterback, Shador Sanders, if he's there? Or do they take Carter if he's there? Or Hunter if he's there? Going to be interesting because those three players could be off the board for your Patriots when we draft with the fourth overall pick. You could see Cam Ward going, Carter going, and Hunter going. That would leave quarterback Shador Sanders from Colorado there with the fourth overall pick for your Patriots. Well, wait a minute. Richie Rich, we don't need a quarterback. We have Drake May. Very true. But what I think that can do is that can open the door for a team like the New Orleans Saints, who has the ninth pick overall, the Steelers, who have the 21st pick overall, to trade up with your Patriots and give us extra draft picks for Shador Sanders. How does that sound, Patriots fans? Patriots trading down from the fourth pick into the ninth or possibly all the way down to the 21st pick? Yeah, if they do that, I would prefer them trading with the Saints at the ninth pick. You don't go that far down. You can pick up a third and maybe a fifth round this year and a fourth round pick next year. You get extra draft picks where you can draft extra players this year, or you could flip some of those extra picks and move back into the end of the first round for maybe a wide receiver if we miss out on Hunter, an offensive tackle if we miss out on an offensive tackle. If it's the Pittsburgh Steelers all the way down at the 21st pick, I want bare minimum. We're swapping first round picks this year. I'm getting Pittsburgh's first round pick next year and a second round pick the following year. And I want a third round pick from Pittsburgh this year and a fifth round pick next year. I want a lot from Pittsburgh because you're going to have to go all the way down from the fourth pick to the 21st pick. I have my mock draft 4.0 coming out in my other podcast on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Patriots Draft Forecast. I have mock draft 4.0, 4.0 coming out Monday. Be sure to check with my other live channel, my other YouTube channel, Patriots Draft Forecast, for my 4.0, mock draft 4.0. It's very interesting. I'm finishing up that video over the weekend. I did my mock draft. You're going to be interested to see what I actually did in my mock draft. One other thing that I thought about yesterday, the New York Giants could be the first major shakeup in this upcoming NFL draft. They could send shockwaves through the NFL by who they take with the third overall pick. Everybody thinks they're going to take either Abdul Carter from Penn State, the pass rushing specialist, if he's there, quarterback Shador Sanders, Heisman Trophy winner, wide receiver, and cornerback with the third pick. One of those three players. But I think the New York Giants could stun the NFL, could shake up the whole entire NFL draft if they go out and they try to replace a player that they let get away last year. Shaquan Barkley, running back. Barkley left the Giants and went to the Eagles and had a dynamic season and won a Super Bowl. What would you think if the Giants took Boise State running back Alshon Gentry with the third overall pick to replace Barkley as they panic and say, look, we have to replace the running back we let get away. Now that would be outstanding because you have this, if you have Cam Ward go number one and say Carter goes number two to Cleveland, and they take Barkley with the third, if they take Barkley's replacement in Gentry with the third overall pick at four, your Patriots would sit there, have a chance to take Travis Hunter, cornerback or wide receiver, or if one of those teams that I just suggested makes a crazy offer to trade up and get Shador Sanders in the fourth spot, do you trade down and get those extra picks if you're the Patriots, or you stick and pick Travis Hunter? That would be interesting. That could be a big shakeup if the Giants take Alshon Gentry and leaves us the opportunity to pick between Travis Hunter and trading Shador Sanders' availability in that fourth round pick down to either the Saints coming up or the Steelers coming up. That's interesting. What would you do though if Gentry is there and Mike Vrabel takes Gentry with the fourth overall pick? Keep in mind, Coach Vrabel, he did draft King Henry, just saying, and he likes to run the ball. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, a couple other things I want to touch on. Post Tom Brady, okay? Since Tom Brady left the New England Patriots at home, your Patriots have only won 16 games at home and they lost 26 games. Not a great record. The last 2 years, last year, they only won 2 games at home. The year before that, they only won 1 game. So in 2 years, your Patriots have only won 3 games at home. Not good. Coach Vrabel has got to change that. Part of the reason Coach Vrabel is here and former head coach Gerard Mayo is not, because fans was not in the stands. The parking lot was empty. And Robert Kraft, the owner, is in it as a fan, but he also owns the team and it's a business and he wants the revenue. He wants the money coming in. And if the team's a losing team, fans are not going to be in the stands. So the last winning season was in 2021 with Mac Jones. They went 10-7. Remember that year, Patriots fans, we thought we had something in Mac Jones. And then Bill Belichick did the unthinkable. Josh McDaniels went to the Raiders, and Coach Belichick put Matty P as the offensive coordinator, destroying Mac, and then the rest is history. Now, I want to segue over to what I think your Patriots are going to do this year. I want to go over the schedule. Okay. Now, what I do up front each divisional games, we play the Bills twice, the Dolphins twice, and the Jets twice. So I always go the division opponents at home wins, on the road losses. And it's going to balance out either way, anyways. But just for this exercise, here we go. So, having said that, at home, the Bills a win, the Dolphins a win, the Jets a win. So that's 3-0 off the right off the rip under Vrabel's head coaching, hard nosed, tough football. They gonna get 3 wins out of those teams. That would equal the record at home for the last 2 years. Crazy how is, but it is. Then they have the Cleveland Browns at home. I'm going to give the Patriots a win in that game. They have the Steelers. They face Pittsburgh at home this year. I'm going to give that game to the Steelers. The Raiders at home. We're going to beat the Raiders at home. I give a win to the Patriots. The Atlanta Falcons at home. It's going to be a tough game, but I'm going to give the home team the advantage. The Patriots will win that game. Carolina Panthers come up to Foxborough. The Patriots should win that game. Then the New York Giants. Patriots should win that game. So if you do the math, that's 8-1. Away record. The away record. I have a loss against the Bills. I have a loss against the Dolphins, and I have a loss against the Jets. The Bengals. We go to Cincinnati and we play the Bengals in Cincinnati. That's going to be a loss. We do play Baltimore. We play the Ravens in Baltimore. That's going to be a very hard game. That's a loss as well. Tennessee. We go down to Tennessee. Coach Vrabel gets a chance to enact his revenge on the team that let him go, the owner that let him go. Drake May also lost to the Titans last year. He beats them this year. The Patriots win that game. I'm giving them a win. The New Orleans Saints away. That's going to be a tough game, but I think I'm going to give the Patriots a win in that game. That could go either way, but I'm going to give the Patriots a win against the Saints. We play at Tampa Bay. We play the Buccaneers. I'm going to say we lose that game. You do the math on the away games. 2-6, 8-1 at home, 2-6 on the road. Patriot Nation, Patriot fans, I'm calling it right here, right now. On the New England Football Edition, your Patriots are going to go 10-7 this year. Yes, they're going to go 10-7 this year. You say, Richie Rich, how can they be a 10-win season when they only won 4 games last year? The first thing is you got Coach Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, and a great defense that we just got. We put together with the free agents that we picked. Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, Clavion Chason, Jack Gibbons, Carlton Davis. That's how. Last year, we could have won a couple more games, but we had a very undisciplined football team. We had poor coaching, too many mental mistakes, penalties and turnovers, penalties and key plays that were touchdowns and first downs called back. That's how I say, take all those bad things away from last year. They could have had 6, maybe 7 wins. So it's not that far-fetched to add 2 or 3 games where they win 2 or 3 games more than last year, even though they won 4, but they could have won 6 or 7 games. That's how I say. So 10-7, I'm calling it here, calling it now on the New England Football Edition. Your Patriots will go 10-7. And oh, by the way, Vegas has your Patriots winning 7.5 games. I'm taking the over in that. Would you take the under? Under 7.5? Would you take the over at 7.5? I'm saying the floor could be 9 wins. The ceiling could be 11 wins. 10 wins, I think it is. And I think they vie for a playoff spot. That's what I think. So I touched on all that, touched on that. So again, little recap. Owners meetings Monday. Be interesting to see what comments owner Robert Kraft has to say about the Patriots upcoming season. Tush push, that's on the table. They're going to vote to remove the tush push or keep the tush push. What do you think? Give me some comments in the video below. I want to hear what you have to say about the tush push. Do you want it in the NFL? Do you not want it in the NFL? Me, I could go either way. Yes, it's a penalty when you push the offensive ball carrier with the ball. It should be a penalty, but it's also your job as a defense to stop the tush push if it's being run. The second thing is the dynamic kickoff looks like it's coming back. It was a success. It was very successful last year. They are going to they're looking at making one tweak to that rule. Instead of the kickoffs, the touchbacks being placed at the 30-yard line, it's going to be the 35-yard line. They're trying to discourage the kickers from kicking the ball out of bounds, given the kick return is more ability to run the ball back. A couple other rules that were being discussed or might have went through was the 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 gestures, inflammatory, racial, gang-related gestures outlawed. The nose swiping, can't do that anymore. That's on the table. There was also another topic that's going to come up, the ability to replay a play where a player gets face masked. You remember a couple games last year, the one Sam Donald in the end zone where he got face masked and they turned his head and they didn't call it. They're talking about the ability to replay that. That's going to be on the table as well. Again, if you liked the video that I just had, the information that I gave, please like my videos below. I am trying to get 500 likes per video. Subscribe to my channel below. I am trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by April 7th. By the time that the Patriots report to Gillette for their first organized team activity. Yes, they report on the 7th, the first organized team activity where the players get to meet the coaches in person. The coaches get to meet the players in person and go over the playbooks, run plays, orientation, walkthrough, all that. It starts a week from Monday, the 7th. I want to get to 6,000 subscribers by that day. Please help me out. Subscribe to my channel. Let's keep the channel growing. Let's help build a winning culture in New England with Coach Vrabel. Go to my other YouTube channel, Patriots Draft Forecast. I'll have a lot more content on the players I think the Patriots should draft in this upcoming draft, as well as my mock draft 4.0 will be out Monday. So please go to that channel, Patriots Draft Forecast on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and like all those videos as well. I have a lot of great content in that channel as well. I'm on Instagram as Richie Rich 8780. I'm on TikTok, Richie Rich 8780. Please go check me out. Follow the TikTok, my TikTok page. Watch the videos. I do a lot of live videos on TikTok as well. I'm Twitter. I'm on Twitter as well. Let's keep these channels growing. This is Richie Rich with the New England Football Edition. Thank you for everybody that attended my live video tonight. And I want to give a big thank you to all the subscribers that subscribe to my channel already, that support the channel and watch all the videos. Thank you very much. Richie Rich with the New England Football Edition. Go Patriots.